Welcome back to the Hockey Show, and today we are talking about game number 4, where the Edmonton Executioners have sent the Dallas Stars straight to the guillotine, ready for their execution day coming up on tomorrow, Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern Time, because the Oilers, they're about to screw over Dallas. They're going to kill them in Dallas on Thursday tomorrow. And that is because last night in Game 4, they take a 4-1 win and make the series 3-1, winning 3 games straight and making this series look basically out of Dallas' reach. And once again, another year again, where Dallas, in my opinion, too, but most people, I believe, probably would have put Dallas up. I mean, I know a lot of people were also putting the Oilers up there, but like Dallas just not holding any kind of battle against the Oilers. It has been it could have been a sweep already. If that third period in Game 1 didn't happen, if they don't get like those immediate penalties, this could have been it. This could have been the end of the series right here. And I can't even believe it. I can't believe how it's happened once again. There's a problem with the Dallas Stars that I'll diagnose in another video, but that is not today's. This is about this game right now. So the Oilers, one game away from once again reaching the Stanley Cup Finals, and probably going to be this team's elimination soon enough too, and will face off against the Florida Panthers. Once again, a rematch of last year's finals, which would be insanity. So let's talk about this game. So clearly as day, is that not only is the Oilers game just so overwhelming and so dominating against any other team, like the LA Kings, like the Vegas Golden Knights, and now the Dallas Stars, no one can contain them. Because they have done the right amount of patchwork, right? They still definitely have their huge problems, in my opinion. Goaltending, Stuart Skinner is still, to me, has not proven himself to be a fantastic goaltender, but he hasn't needed to be. I don't think the defense of the Oilers is that overwhelmingly impressive. The thing is that this team has fully enforced and endorsed themselves to be the best offensive team in the entire world. They've got lines of killers. They not be like, oh yeah, look at the Bruins. They got great I mean, not the Bruins this year, but they got a bunch two-way guys. The Vegas Golden Knights, they're just so hard and demanding. They crush players. They get tons of hits and they just do whatever and they just roll lines. They're just crushing their team. Great team play, and they just are so good defensively. They eke in goals. They don't need that. This team just rolls lines with Draisaitl, Nugent-Hopkins, McDavid, Hyman, who we'll talk about in a minute, and just so on down the list. Then you back them up, of course, with guys like Evan Bouchard on the back end of things. But this team is just so stacked through their offensive lines that they don't need impressive, not to say that they're horrible. Obviously, to get this point, they had to be good enough in defense and goaltending. I think their defense is like a solid 6 out of 10. Stuart Skinner to me is just very shaky. It's hard to kind of rate him. But the offense is a 10 out of 10. The Stars, they just cannot contain it. In this game, 18 giveaways for the Dallas Stars. This is supposed to be swapped, but 26 hits for the Dallas Stars, 46 for the Edmonton Oilers, 7 takeaways. And then not just that, but they add that to the shots category, right? First period was kind of close. I think it was 13-11 or something like that. But every single period is in favor of the Edmonton Oilers. Every single period, in every game, the shots, except in game 1, but every single period, the shots always just slope right in to Edmonton's direction, and they just build momentum throughout the game, and Dallas just cannot claw and get even those final touches in, to try to claw back, make it feel like a comeback is happening, and their comeback fades away in the first period, and they're left with nothing to look forward to by the end of the game. So the Stars, they can't contain them. It's just the hits category, they're almost doubled in hits, in giveaways, in takeaways, takeaways, 7 takeaways for the Oilers, 18 just giveaways for the Dallas Stars. The Stars just cannot, it's just simply a match of different worlds. This is looking like a D1 versus a D2 team right now. And it is crazy to think that a team with Miro Heiskanen, Thomas Harley, and, Lindell, they have good defense. Jake Ottinger in net, and then the amount of two-way play that they can have in their forward lines, and they cannot deal with the Edmonton Oilers. It's just crazy. It is a true feat that the Oilers have actually created a team that is so composed of such lethality up front. Offense is just It can't be stopped. They cannot be slowed down, except by maybe the Florida Panthers, or maybe even this team, but we probably won't be able to see that. It's just the Dallas Stars, they knew they might end up running into the Oilers again, and they didn't do anything to think about, let's shutting down some defense. Let's shut down a little bit harder. And I don't know if any team can. I think maybe it's just impossible. I don't think any team can actually contain when you have the two best players currently in the world, McDavid and Draisaitl. Nugent Hopkins becoming one of the being the first, or like joining like a list of four guys like Wayne Gretzky of like multi-points game in the first four games of the final conference finals is insane. I think the only thing other than left to talk about this game, of course, was Zach Hyman now seemingly getting the news after the Marchment clip that looked like it really hurt his right shoulder, that he is going to be out for the rest of the playoffs, which for a team like this where a lot of these big hits is coming from him and stemming from him getting lots of ice time and setting up those kind of plays, that is a huge hit against the Oilers. Hyman, he brings more than goals. He brings more than an offense game. He is so, not during the regular season I would ever think of him as that big crunching guy, which his numbers say he isn't, but this 109 hits, is that what he has already or something like that in 16 playoff games or whatever number they're at? Is insane, and him being out of the lineup, a top six guy like him, someone's going to need to feed into those positions. It's just not going to be the same, and that is going to suck. Now, Marchment's hit, though, I don't know if I'm convinced on it being truly, like, dirty of a hit. I don't really think so. And, the Darnell Nurse on Rupe Hintz, that was clearly huge malintentions about that. But for this hit, clearly Marchment is going in with wanting to hit him, make him pay for, them losing this series. But to me, it doesn't look like too drastic to me, It's clearly like he just clipped him at the right perfect time and it happens to take him out. If that was just a normal hit and he got a really big hit on him, you'd be like, oh, that was a big hit, nice highlight, whatever, but Hyman's got it. But since he got hurt, everyone's making a bigger deal about it than I think otherwise. So to me, I don't know. I feel like that hit is something, but that is a huge blow. Not going to make them lose the series blow, but maybe in the finals, Stanley Cup Finals against the Florida Panthers, that is definitely going to be a huge hit, especially when he's the guy that's going to take those brunt hits, take out guys when they're playing against top lines like Barkov and Tkachuk, that things might really kind of suck for him to play against, because McDavid and them he's not going to have that shield, right? So that's an interesting thing, but that's regardless. The rest of this game, though, this series is totally going to Edmonton. They've got this series on lock. Maybe Dallas can get one more win. They can pull something together. Someone can have a big game. Rantanen is set for having at least a goal in him to score in these playoffs. So maybe they get a big goal, maybe they get a big game, and a couple of their guys like Johnston and Rantanen and maybe like a Heiskanen get one more goal, make it a 3-something game that maybe ekes them out a win. But regardless, with 4 games left potentially to go in this, 3 games left to go in this series, I just don't see a way that the Oilers don't win one of them. So that is all I gotta say. So thank you for watching this, made it this far. Please, I am begging you to subscribe. And until next time, too sweet, have an amazing day, and ta-ta for now.